Welcome back to video 6. This is where we get to play. We've spent the time, going the long yards. We've set up, deployed Business Central, the master template, we've test data, done some test transactions, gone and done the assisted setups. We've got our funky integrations working. One of them that we focused on for today is Shopify. I've got two views of Business Central here open. One of them is my business business manager view, and the other one is a warehousing view. And I've got my Shopify store. Since the last video, I did go into the settings and I've gone into payments and configured it. And I've also gone and validated the account because it wasn't validated. It was throwing errors, and I've added a manual bank deposit so we can play today. I want to show you what that looks like. On my store, I also went as far as adding a picture to the slider because I don't like the default. I added a logo, and then I've linked within the store under what we refer to as content. So you've got your menus just here. And in the main menu, I've added shirts, and shirts just links through to the category of, what do they call it? They call it a collection. So I created a collection. I'm clearly not a Shopify dude. If you are setting up Shopify, you probably need to do the GST. You need to do all the different setups that are there. So I've done some test transactions today and just made sure that things are working correctly for this example. And we want to go buy some shirts. So let's see what happens. Sorry, before I go there, I also, in the items, I brought in stock. So you can see now the inventory that's here. I can see stock available. So I've done a purchase order and brought in lots of different stuff. And the last thing I've done is I've enabled an extension, which is called Build Dynamics Inventory. So against our location, we've got some automation we're going to show you. I'm going to do a manual transaction here from Shopify. Then we're going to do an automated transaction. Let's go see what it looks like. So I've got my red shirt. I'm going to take 5 of those, add to cart, and straight into my cart. This is all out of the box. There's so much you can do with Shopify. It's detected my personal details, and I'm going to switch to guest. And let's just change this to a different account. And Gene Smith at 11 Aspen Place, just to have a different account created. I have a bank deposit down here I can use, and GST clearly isn't set up in Shopify. That's fine. I'm hitting complete order, and bang, we are done. So in Shopify now, we will see an order, and it's available, order 8. I can see here that it's unfulfilled and payment pending. And back in Business Central, we can take this into the Shopify orders, and we should see order 8 here available, ready to go. If I open up the order, I can see it's pending. I can see the item and the details that have been, it's all in lick. I can see financial status is pending, so I'm going to mark it as paid. And as I click that, it's effectively saying, yep, that's fine. We're now marking the transaction within Shopify as paid. So let's refresh the screen, and you can see now the order has a payment. So this is how a credit card transaction will come through. It will come through already as payment completed. So that's important, which is good. All right. So excellent. Now I'm going to go into my sales orders. You'll notice in customers that it's created Gene Smith as a new customer, which is great, or already done. And from a sales order perspective, I've got my order here, and I'm going to open it up. Now, you're going to see some new features because we've installed the Build Dynamics Inventory module. That just here in the header, is it in the warehouse? No. Is it picked? No. All right. So this helps us with knowing what's going on with your transactions moving around the business. There's also these 2 columns here. I can see the shirt. I can see we've got 19 in stock. And if you look at, there's 5 currently on demand. So stock less demand equals item availability. And if I go into stock on hand, I can see all warehouse locations and I can see the stock broken down by bin. So that's a cool little extension we have put together for you that helps, but we're interested in the automation. I'm going to show you a manual transaction, then we're going to automate it to speed it up. Okay, let's go. So it's already released. We have to create a shipment. As soon as we create a shipment, if we go over to the warehouse perspective, you're going to see here that I've got one released order for today. So this is sales orders that are released and a shipment that's been created, which is an instruction to your warehouse team. You need to get this out. So from a shipment, somebody has to manually click, go create a pick, and you can choose to do that by bin ranking or by any of these options. Do not autofill quantity to handle means that it doesn't assume you're going to pick the whole amount. For a quality perspective, normally we will turn this on as a switch. And what it means when you go to your pick, so let's go to shipment and pick lines, go into show document, and it shows us, well, how many did we handle? See, if I only picked 4, because I could only find 4, it allows us to see, to basically reduce the number that we've actually acted on. Whereas out of the box, if you've got the switch off, it just shows quantity handle is 5. If they pick 4, but they just run with what's already in the system, your inventory gets out. So we like to start with it at 0. The other thing that you'll notice when using a warehouse management system like this device just here is that you will start off and it counts downwards from 5. So at the moment, the system says 0. On the warehouse management system, it says 5. And as you scan one, it goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whereas in Business Central, it counts upwards. It's the same system. It's just showing to a different audience. So autofill quantity to handle is 5. We're going to register the pick. Our pick's registered. And this is where the shipment gets completed. And so we've got completely picked. And you can see it on your status. So we can filter shipments by fully picked. Also on the home screen, it's going to show you fully picked today. Okay, so that's now done. And one observation that you've got is that if we're wanting to use fulfillment here and track the fulfillment, we need to go out of our shipment and we need to go down to the shipping area here. And there's a con note, package tracking number. So let's pretend we're using Australia Post. And if I just reopen this document and I change to Australia Post as an example shipping, just so it looks very, very similar, Australia Post and the parcel number. Now, why? That's a little fiddly. Why would you do it that way? When you're in the shipment, most of our clients that use this system, they don't do a shipment the way Business Central does it. They use extensions from InsightWorks. So the warehouse management system is the InsightWorks Advanced WMS. And when we get to the ship screen, we use what's called a package worksheet. There's videos on this in our YouTube channel, which automate the generation of the freight label from Australia Post, Toll, IPEC, whatever. It's all automated. So you get a simplified approach to getting this done. I've gone and filled it in manually. I'm going to post the shipment and ship an invoice, and off it goes. So this is now invoiced, which is great. And if I go back, because there's a freight line on the shipment and I've done ship and invoice, it's going to invoice the freight separately. I could have just shipped in the previous process and then invoiced it all together. I haven't done that. I'm going to just post this now, ship and invoice, and off she goes. So it's now done. And we've got some invoices there. So just going home, escape, just go right home. In the Shopify orders, it synchronizes as a running job. But if you want to push this shipment to Shopify, you need to click it from the home menu. Sync all orders, okay? And then when I go in here, it's already fulfilled, and here's the tracking number with Australia Post. Is that cool? So if I click that, it's going to open up Australia Post, that tracking ID. Clearly, I made it up, so it's going to fail. Okay, it doesn't work. So, but that's how you integrate the two systems. It's assuming that you shouldn't have to click within, you shouldn't have to sync. When you've got a business running, we want as much automation as possible. I'm going to go into the Shopify setup, and right down the bottom here, auto release orders I'm going to turn off, okay? And I'm going to turn some settings on here. We're going to go locations, we're going to go to main, and I'm going to go down to build dynamics, and when a document is released, create shipment. When a shipment's created, create pick and print the pick slip. And I'll show you what the automation looks like from our team. So now that we've got that out of the way, I've got no sales orders in the system. It's all blank. I'm going to go back to my Shopify orders, and if it's all synced up to date, this technically, let's go back. Orders by open, cool, all gone. Awesome. Let's now do one more transaction. Let's just pick some USB drives. I'm going to go 10 of those. And I'm going to grab pull up sign, and I'm going to go 5 of those. Cool. All right. So I've got some products, $400, checkout, and it's got my details. I'm going to check out as guest. I'm going to go to AR, which I think is this is what I did last time. The customer that I used was this AR Gene Smith. That's who I used. All right, let's just go put the second order in as Gene Smith and change the address. We're using free freight, and this time there's nothing to post because it's free. Bank deposit. Let's go. Our order's created. It shows in Shopify straight away. There it is. Come on. There it is. And order 9, I go back into Business Central, straight into my orders, and I can see order number 9 is here ready to go. And I need to mark this as paid. So I'm going to hit on the order, mark as paid, and clear that out of the system. So now in the system, it should be, it's paid as if it was paid by credit card, and we can continue. So the order, yes, it's come through to Shopify orders, but it's also sitting here in sales orders, and it's not released, but it's ready to go. We've checked the stock. We've got plenty of stock. It's in an open state. Now, how we do this with our clients, we run a separate process to Shopify that says if the customer is paid, if their account is not overdue, if there's plenty of stock, so it has all these ifs, then subsequently after creation, go and release the order. And what it does is it does this. Now I've turned on automation. As soon as I hit release, a shipment's created, a pick's created, and a pick will be printed. And if you're running Print Node, which is a free extension you can install, and Print Node as a subscription is about $9 a month, it will automatically print to the printer in the warehouse the picking slip straight to the team that need to know it. And so we have customers that might receive 100 orders a day automatically online. It automatically sends the pick straight to the warehouse. They walk up to a computer and a device and they take it from there. So let's see what it looks like. Hit release. There we go. And the shipment was created, the pick was created, pick was printed out, and it's just gone bang, bang, bang really quickly. On the warehouse screen, it's automatically sent a new sales order, a new shipment ready to go, and a pick ready to pick. And generally our clients pick up the pick sheet and a warehouse device, this one here, and they find it, they walk up and they start that pick. And that piece of paper goes through to the shipping team with the goods on the trolley, and then the shipping team then go and book the freight, post the shipment. So this sales order that we did today has nothing on the freight line. So there's 2 items and there's no freight line created. So when we post the shipment properly, it's going to post an invoice straight to the client. Again, remembering I don't have a freight integration in this example. So somebody still needs to put the package tracking number in here. And so what we do with our clients is we will have an override. So when the shipping team are doing it, they can press Shift F7 and it pops up or something like that. All right, so we're in our shipment. The pick's already been created. We're going to do it manually. Autofill quantity, register the pick. We're at our shipment. We're comfortable that this is all here ready to go. So there's 5 to ship, okay? And we can now post and invoice the transaction. Off it goes. And the sales order behind here is going to disappear. It's all completed all in one go. You have to wait for the orders to synchronize to Shopify. However, I'm going to click the button. And so this is a job that runs every like 10 or 30 minutes. And in Shopify, when we go back, it's already fully shipped. So that's the end to end. If you now tie this together with our video on the YouTube channel, and you tie in down here under the InsightWorks WMS and watch these videos, all right, of how the automation can work, that's where you'll see our design of Touch It Once coming to life. And it's been very, very simple for us to be able to go from one end to the other. Now, if a customer has not paid their invoices, let's go into customers. I can see some balances outstanding here. I've got the ability to go into them now and receive those payments. So we can go into actions just here, and it's got register customer payment. It shows me my invoices that are outstanding. I can start typing, right? And it's going to short pay the amount. Alternatively, I can just tick the amounts that we're receiving. We've got the ability to post this as one lump sum, or we're posting them as separate payments. So if I post this as a lump sum, it's a total of $2,875 that's been put in the bank. We hit yes, and off it goes. So on that bank account now, if I go into the bank accounts, you can see here that if I go into the NAB account, I can actually see my customer deposit, right? That's come in, and my payment out that I did when I was testing. If I go into the rest of my customers, let's just go through and receive these off. $138, action, register, tick, but it was received, for example, yesterday. Post, great. And let's go. These actions, register, post as lump sum, actions, register. I can receive the first one as a lump sum and the second as a sum, paste payments. So receiving your payments in is going to create a bit of a pattern for us, which is what we're wanting to move forwards in. Go back into my bank and I can see each of these transactions. It's not showing the invoices, it's showing the amount that we totaled that got paid into the account, which is what we want. If you ever want to find the transactions, you can just click find entries and it's going to show us effectively the source, what's going on, where that came from the ledger, etc., and the impacts to the general ledger. All right, so from today, we've effectively taken us through a sales order all the way through using the store. We can see how quite easily there's a lot of features that we can take advantage of here that I'm not even covering. We've shown you the warehousing look and feel of just having a warehouse management system up and running. Picks, the automation, we showed you how we can turn that into a single click transaction. Just hit release and the pick's already on the printer. That's super cool. That's what you want for your business. For clarity, that's called printnode.com, and all of our clients use printnode. They're really, really cheap, and we use dmsiworks.com as our partner, and the extension is available on the App Store as part of their apps. So as you go into apps and you go into what's referred to as free, you'll see in here in their free apps, they've got printnode connector just there. All right, super cool. So free install, bang, done. I think where we want to take this to now, we have stock issues going on. We need to talk about the resupply of stock, purchasing AP, and then paying the suppliers for purchasing. And we're going to pay them for the goods that they ship to us and make sure that side of the business is up and running. We're going to create those transactions. And once we've done that, we should have enough in there for us to show you how a bank rec then works using Business Central's bank reconciliation. So in our next video, we're going to go through AP. We're going to purchase and pay suppliers and get into our bank rec. See you in video 7.